Alright, what is going on everybody? This is Sparkle Fresh and I am doing another golf club video. This is going to be kind of, I guess it's almost been about a year or so, so I'm just kind of checking in on the golf club, see how it's come along thus far, and give you guys a rundown, kind of what I think, any sort of improvements that they've made or, still need to make. And so let's get going. I haven't been playing the golf club a lot over the last I don't know, it's months and months and months. I've kind of been playing some other games. Destiny kind of, just grabbed me and grabbed a hold of me, and I ended up loving that game. But it's getting a little stale. I also played Bloodborne, which is a fantastic game. But I'm a golfer, and I love golfing games. And I every now and again I would just get on and play a round of this. But for the most part, I've kind of haven't touched it. But it's Masters Week. I'm playing the Magnolia National course right now. I don't know who created it. I'll put the information in the description below so you guys can check it out. Really fantastic course. Highly recommend playing it if you get a chance. But real quick, let's just get into this. They've made a ton of improvements on this game. Most of them aren't going to be overly noticeable. There have been, just a bunch of tiny little fixes. Fixing textures here and there. Lots of PC fixes. Some of the more noticeable ones are going to be the cameras. They've improved some of the camera angles, hitting into shots, stuff like that. They've improved the ball physics a little bit. Also going to be hard to tell by a lot of people. That could also probably still use a little bit of work in some areas. Maybe we'll talk about that here in a second. They've also added a few new themes to the course creator, which is great. Course creator is the really kind of the meat of this game. It's fantastic system, and they all have also added in a handicap system. Now, the handicap system is, fine and dandy. I'm not sure if it's ever really going to affect me. I guess it depends on, playing tournaments and whatnot. But unfortunately, a handicap system in a video game is if you have if you have anything that has any sort of importance to it, people are going to cheat. It's just the way that it is. I would prefer that there would just not be a handicap system. But so be it. It's not really going to affect me too much, but it could definitely piss some people off if they're playing in a tournament and some, you know, -5 handicapper shoots, 66, and there's just absolutely no way they can win. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, the the game is still absolutely fantastic. I'm a little bit rusty, so you'll probably see me hit a few bad shots. The Magnolia National course is playing in the background, which, like I've said before, you guys need to go check it out. It's amazing. I've been watching this tournament my entire life, and I would say the only thing that this course doesn't capture as well in real life is quite the undulations in the course and the elevation changes. I mean, whoever designed this course did an amazing job. I mean, even down to the greens, the the way that the greens break and the slope in the greens is just fantastic. But this course in real life has crazy elevation changes, stuff that you really just can't comprehend by looking at a photo or watching it on television. So, other than that, this is probably one of the best recreations I've seen in this game. And this kind of another downfall to this game is that the course creation mode is just such a fantastic feature. I really feel like they need to um, make it more worthwhile. I mean, in making a course, sharing it with people is great in and of itself, but if you create a masterpiece, it should be showcased. People should be able to see it. And I wish the developers would take a little more time into allowing allowing stuff like this to get focused. I think that possibly if you if they set up something where you could submit a course for review, and then they featured maybe 10 courses a month, something like that, and kind of had a rotation where people were voting on it, then it would get a lot more of these custom courses out there to the public, because there are some websites, I'm sure a lot of people watching this, a lot of people that aren't watching this, might not know, but there's a few different websites that you can do that stuff with, submit courses, play little mini tours, stuff like that. But the majority of the people that play games just aren't going to go to these websites, and they'll never, ever know about these. So they're going to be stuck playing, crappy courses that people create. I mean, I don't know. I know I've personally typed in a few names of courses that I played growing up, and to my surprise, people had recreated these courses. Now, the only thing that sucked is that okay, let me rephrase that. The course sucked in and of itself. Whoever designed this course did a fantastic job, but whoever recreated some of these other courses, they didn't know what they were doing. You could kind of tell on the first hole, you're like, hey, yeah, that's the course that I remember, and then nothing about the entire rest of the course was accurate. So that's kind of a bummer, but it would be nice to be able to weed stuff like that out. Also, some of the physics are still, don't make a lot of sense. But to be honest with you, no golf game has ever got some of these correct, and that would be the sand traps and the rough. Now, when you hit a ball in the sand trap in real life, the chances of it just stopping in its tracks is pretty slim. A golf ball has a lot of spin on it. It has a lot of movement on it. And if a golf ball stops directly in the sand, it's it's a buried, it's plugged. And when you hit that shot, it is going to be a very difficult shot. You're not going to have any spin on the ball. But in this game, when the ball stops directly in the sand, nothing happens. You don't have a plugged lie, and it just gives you kind of, a bare bones basic. If you hit in the sand trap, this is what the percentage that you're going to be able to hit it, and then that's it. So I'd really like to see a little more realism from the sand in these games. I've never seen it in any golf game, so I don't know if it's just that much more difficult or what's going on with that, but it would be nice to see, a better feature implemented for that. Also, the rough. When you hit a ball in the rough in real life, it doesn't penalize you quite as much as it does in these games. Of course, depending on the height of the rough, which could be implemented in a course creation type of mode, is going to be a determining factor in that. But for the most part, you just take a club up, you realize that you're not going to quite have as much spin on it, and you go for it. In a game like this, if you hit it in, there's basically light rough and heavy rough. Light rough, you're not going to be so bad. Heavy rough, you're just pretty much dead. Like, you're not going to be able to hit that great of a shot. The chances of you being able to hit it on the green or do what you want is next to nothing, and it's kind of a bummer. I mean, I get why they do it, but I wish they would take a little more time and kind of perfect those little details, because those to me are what really are the difference between like a simulation and just like a standard game like Tiger Woods golf or one of those PGA Tour golfs. So hopefully something like that gets implemented in the future. But I really do love this game. I wish the golf balls. I feel like I'm using a Pinnacle or a Top Flight all the time. They absolutely have no spin. Modern day golf balls don't necessarily have a lot of spin on them, but they land softly. So whether you're hitting a 3-iron or an 8-iron, the ball pretty much is going to hit and not move a lot. It doesn't matter how hard the greens are, how fast they are. If you watch any sort of tour, go watch Augusta. Augusta has crazy fast greens, and watch those tour pros hit them. I mean, for the most part, it's going to land, and it's going to be within a 5-foot radius of that. In this game, the ball's going to run a lot. The only way to really get backspin is to put a lot of height on it with a short club by hitting a flop shot, something along those lines. But overall, the golf club it's really kind of coming along. It's not, I wouldn't say it's moving quickly as far as its progression, but it doesn't need to. The course creator is a fantastic tool. I wish like I said before, I wish they would allow it to shine a little bit more as far as the users getting to see some of the better courses that are created and not having to go hunt the internet or something like that. I wish they would. I wish HB Studios would realize the importance of that and kind of put it more in the forefront. But overall, the few patches that they've made, and I say few, I mean there's probably been 100 plus, have really kind of helped out. I've noticed the game runs a little more smoothly than it did when it first started. There was some frame rate issues, some tearing, so on and so forth. But it looks like They've done a good job with that. And overall, if you're a golf fan and you haven't picked this up, you are missing out. Go get it immediately. Start playing it. Create some courses. If any of you guys know of any great courses, let me know. Put them in the comments below. I want to play them. I'll share them with you guys. I think I'll probably start going through and finding some really amazing courses and posting some videos just so everybody can kind of, have a place to see some nice courses. But if you guys have any suggestions, if you need any more help, I've seen some people posting in the comments. I try to help you out, when I can. But anyways, it's been a little while, but thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and y'all have a nice day. Take it easy.
All right, 12-footer here. Oh, come on, ball. 4 feet to the hole. You can do this. Nice. Solid stroke on that one.